Welcome to Slasher Sunday. It's been a little while. I think it's been like a month. But
It's been a
Fantasia
while.
Fest.
Stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah,
Lots of
yeah.
stuff going on. But it was brought to my attention that the Mutilator 2, after 41
Ugh.
years, has finally received its sequel and it was released. This is one I had heard about years ago when they had announced it, and I was like, where do you even go with such a film? Right? And
Yeah.
then when they said that the original director was returning, I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I guess it could be a good thing, but probably not. And I was, of course, intrigued.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then when I saw it dropped, it's currently on Amazon to rent for like $2. And I was like, oh, perfect. Easy peasy. Let's do this. And let's even do a 2-for-1 here. Typically we do like spoiler-free discussions on new movies.
Yeah.
So I guess really quick, first, we'll just give our spoiler-free thoughts for anybody who has not seen it yet. And if they want to avoid the spoilers for the film, we'll wait for that here in a minute. But yeah. So as you know, The Mutilator from 1984 is kind of like a cult classic slasher film. It's one of my faves. We have a poster framed up in this house. I've been a big fan of it ever since I saw it many moons ago. And yeah, I mean, that's not a good movie. There's no doubt about that, right? Yeah. But there's a charm to it. There's great kills, the song.
Going on a fall break.
Yeah, it's got a lot of great things to it, but you know, I'm not here to try to pretend that it's a good movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it's not like we're coming off of some quality film that I'm expecting a quality sequel to. So with that incredible low bar, could it clear even that? No. No, it couldn't.
No. The spoiler-free is... no.
Yeah, so do I recommend this to Mutilator fans? Yes. I think that you should watch it as a Mutilator fan. Anyone else, no fucking way in hell.
Don't watch this.
There's enough things in here, like, yes, it is 100% a Mutilator sequel. We'll get into how. I mean, I guess we can just give a plot synopsis, sort of.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't care and want that part of it, that's not spoiler territory yet. Just minor spoilers. So this, shockingly to me, but it makes the most sense, I guess, is a meta sequel where they're remaking the original. And they have a couple of the original actors come back. Now, 2 of them are actually the actors who played themselves in the film. We have Ruth and Bill, 2 of the main characters, 2 of the main kids, the main girl, and then kind of the comedic relief character. And then you are supposed to have what's Big Ed, the main killer of the movie, returning. This time it's being played by Terry Kaiser, who we know from Friday the 13th Part 7, as well as probably most notably as Bernie Lomax in the Weekend at Bernie's films. He's playing Big Ed here. Now, I did look this up, and the guy who plays Big Ed in the original Mutilator is technically, according to IMDb, alive at 97 years of age.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It's kind of funny, though, like, that they hired an actor. I don't know how old this guy is, but he's not that much different in age than our returning characters.
He's like in his 70s, probably, right?
Yeah, and they're probably in their late 50s.
Yeah.
So, I guess it works.
It's a pretty big difference, I suppose. A 97-year-old, like... We watched that one movie where there was, like... She was, like, 98. when she was acting in it. But like usually the late 90s, people don't act.
Yeah. So yeah, they're making a remake of the movie, and people start to die.
Yeah.
So let's get into the spoilers, but it's not good. I will say this. This film somehow has 11 writers credited to it. 2 of them including the Soska sisters. Man, when the Soska sisters first came on the scene, and they did something like, I think they did American Mary, and everyone was like, oh man, who are these girls? And they did like See No Evil 2, and they had some like pretty decent films, and we were like, oh, like let's see, and they got pretty big name for themselves in the horror community, and then they've just made garbage lately. The Festival of the Living Dead movie and other ones before that were trash. So it doesn't surprise me, but it's still like, how the fuck did this movie have 11 writers on it?
Yeah.
They say like additional dialogue by, and it's like 10 people.
Okay, the dialogue in this
is horrendous.
Is some of the worst that I've ever heard in a movie. And none of it sounds natural or realistic. It's just not how people speak. But it's also not that, like, some movies can get away with a stylized, or not even campy, but just like a, like Wes Anderson has his unbelievable dialogue that somehow works, and David Lynch does the same thing where people say stuff that's sounds like it's from a dream or whatever. But this is just bad writing, unfortunately, and it's pretty entertaining because there's a lot of moments where people are talking to each other, and the things they're saying, like, it doesn't even sound like they're having an actual conversation.
Nope.
Like, they're just like saying things back and forth to each other, and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about right now? Like, this is so weird.
The way the movie feels to me, and I'm curious if I was to be able to talk to anyone who actually worked on this. Actually, I know one person who actually stars in this movie, Damien Maffei from The Strangers Prey at Night. We've been Facebook friends for a little while. He plays the detective Columbo in this.
By far the best actor. By like a long shot.
Well, because he's the only actual actor in the movie. I feel like everybody else in this movie is just like, a horror fan, and but he didn't want to pay anybody anything, so he just got the original cast back, which it's only 2 people, and they couldn't act in the 80s. They sure as shit are going to act now, 40 years later.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And then, Terry, who's been in tons of things, he's the, spoilers, as we said, he's the killer. He's supposed to be playing the guy who played the killer, but he's also the killer, which is one of the worst reveals of all time.
Oh my God.
If that's supposed to be a reveal, I don't know. And it's the most abrupt ending of all time. Literally, I think, of all time. But yeah, everybody else is horrendous. Now, if that was intentional, if this is supposed to be like self-aware, like campy acting on purpose, it's just, you can't do it. It doesn't ever work.
And I don't know that it comes across that way, because like we talk about many times in a lot of these slasher Sundays, especially the newer ones, where it's a really low budget slasher, and they try to capitalize on that feeling of the 80s campy B movie acting that just can't be recreated intentionally. The only time that we've seen a movie that was able to intentionally capture that, I feel, was made in the 80s, and it was Doom Asylum.
Yeah.
Right? Which is clearly a parody, right? But this is not that. And the other part is just the way things look as well. Like, you can go back and watch old movies from the 80s and 90s and 70s or whatever, and the acting can be shitty, but there's the film itself, and it adds this nostalgia element and the charm and everything. And then now you have this type of movie where it's digital and looks so clean, like somebody filmed it on their phone or something.
Yeah.
And it's like lifeless.
Yeah, it has no texture.
So even that part isn't charming.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it's a very ugly film to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which, it's funny because it looks more real.
Yeah, it's a cleaner, image.
Yeah, but the original, which is, And they almost shoot themselves in the foot in the opening because the movie starts with footage from the original, which looks awesome. Like, it's on film. It looks like a slasher from the 80s. Like, that's what you want. And then it cuts to the really clean, polished digital look that has no color palette. It has no style. It has, this is a director who hasn't made shit in 40 years, and he's not interested. He doesn't have the budget, nor is he seeming to be interested in any kind of style, any kind of art direction, any kind of anything, any kind of set design, lighting, what have you. It's all just, that's not even an interest. And yeah, I think he knows that he's not here to make a good movie. Like, I get that. And I'm fine with that. And there's the thing, it's entertaining, but it's entertaining in a really bad way that I have no real interest in ever revisiting. Mm-hmm. The movie that this reminds me of, kind of, I would say the most, if I was to compare it to another, like, legacy sequel, this feels like Sleepaway Camp, The Return. I know you never saw that, but that's how it feels.
Yeah.
There's this character, Alan, who's literally the most annoying character of all time in Sleepaway Camp, The Return. And we have not exactly the same, but a kind of similar-ish character. He actually almost reminds me of the guy who plays Pussy in The Sopranos. He's also in this Sleepaway Camp movie. But there's this, like, producer in this movie who has the most annoying voice ever.
My God.
And he's trying to, like, be funny and sexually harass the girls on set.
Yeah.
And
okay, like,
it's just such 80s humor.
Oh, it is. It is very 80s humor, but it's like there's just no way that would happen today.
No.
Which is fine. It doesn't have to be realistic. Like, that's not really the gripe there, but that's a great example of when people are acting and they're trying to be funny. Like, acting funny.
Yeah.
We just saw the new Naked Gun, and we were talking about this, and how having, like, a straight man, or an actor who always plays things seriously and is playing the role seriously.
Yeah, the straight man, yeah.
How that works so much better in comedy.
Yeah.
And this, when you have a goofy actor playing a really ridiculous character, but they're really, I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't work in this instance, I guess. But, and maybe there's other examples where it does.
The writing's
but
terrible.
Mostly it's the writing, I feel. Because I think that the actors, even though everyone is, amateur and everything, it's the lines that they have to say are just, like, impossible to say it in any kind of way other than what they're doing, I feel. The producer actor in this, was insane and overacting, and it was, like, very, like, oh my God, no. And the director's the worst actor. The guy that plays the director.
But thank God he dies 10
I feel
minutes
so
in,
bad because, like, people that made the movie are gonna, like, potentially watch this, and I hate.
They know.
Like, I hate it because I'm not attacking them.
Trust me, they're not.
As people or anything. This is just, like, the film and the reaction that we have to watching it.
Everybody
people know that.
Everybody who is a part of this watches this and knows that it's not good. I guarantee you. They're not.
And not everyone is, like, horribly, like, cringeworthy or anything. I'm not, but it's the writing. It really comes down to the writing.
Yeah.
Because what are they supposed to do?
Yeah, it's poor.
Like.
It is.
Oh man.
But yeah, make no mistake about it. These people have not convinced themselves that they were in a good movie. They were just excited to be a part of the Mutilator too, and I would as well.
Of course, yeah.
So I don't blame them. And so anyway, the director's death is probably.
Oh my God.
It was such an underreaction from everybody who found his body, that stumbled across it, that Kaylee and I both had kind of different reactions to it. You thought that they were the ones that planned his death because they wanted to kill him to, like, get him off set or whatever reason you may have came up with in your head. But I was like, I thought it was part of the movie they were shooting because no one cared. that this guy just died brutally. His hands were chopped off. He was laying there. He was covered in blood. And everyone just kind of like walks up and they're like, oh, should we call the cops?
Okay,
like
so,
that was really the reaction, like that, just kind of casually, like talking like this.
One of the most insane reactions to a death, and so confusing. So the way that the movie opens, like you had said, it has the old footage, and then it cuts to the new footage where they're recreating the movie, and so there's the guy that's like attacking the chick and whatever, and then the director, you know, like they have to cut because the phone rings and everything, and we get this really awkward scene where he's like throwing this hissy fit and trying to make them work longer hours, and his brother is one of the, I think he's supposed to be another producer on it, and they start fighting because the brother's like, union rules, like we have to not work them past 14 hours or whatever. And so you get like that established relationship, but then when you get back to the scene, like, they literally, okay, so we meet the old cast members and everything like that happens in between the opening and the director's death. But right before the director's death, he's talking to his brother, and they're, like, looking for the phone that he threw. And the way, like, the timing is literally, like, they have a conversation, and the brother's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, like, do that thing. And then it's like he steps out of frame, and the director, like, steps over to this light and is dead, and the brother, like, they're all there immediately. You know what I mean? So there's no beat to make you think that there was like time passing between when he died and when they found him. It's like he dies instantly because, and the way it's so weird is that it's like he dies, like he falls, his hands get cut off and he's like bleeding out, and then some guy walks up like with a security and just puts like a blanket on him, like instead of trying to help him. That's why it's so bizarre.
It is.
Because it's like that would be something you would do if you stumble across a dead body.
That's been
and
dead
you're like,
for
they're
a while.
dead, like let me cover it. Not somebody that you just watched die, or like just watch get hurt rather, because you would be like, I need to help them. So it's so weird. It's so weird.
What's also weird is that they're almost instantly like fighting over who's going to take over the rest of the production of the film, whether it's going to be his assistant director, which is who it would be.
Yeah, and she even says it. She's like, it's my job.
Yeah.
To take over.
Or the executive producer. I don't know what this guy's role is, but whatever it is,
it's the brother.
He has no fucking like experience making film, so of course it would be the assistant director. Doesn't matter. But then, literally like 5 minutes later, they're like, so the murder happens. The cop shows up. He's like wanting to investigate. He's wanting to interview people, and the guy's like, can you just wait till the wrap party? Which,
oh my god.
Don't even get me started on the unrealistic nature of it. Even the cop kind of points out, like, yeah, it's not usually how I do things, but okay. You know, like, it's ridiculous. And Damien tries his best, but the dialogue's terrible. He can't do anything with it. It is what it is. Damien's good.
Yeah, he's the best.
For sure.
Yeah.
But putting all that aside, it then goes to, like, we see a little bit of the set for, like, a second, and then we're at the wrap party. So there's there's this like director that's killed. Then there's like people fighting over like who's going to finish the film. You think that's going to be a part of the movie,
right?
But then they're done and they're just at the wrap party, and I'm like,
but in that, so in the scene,
did we ever even see the assistant director again after that scene?
No, I don't think so. I think that's
she's not even at the wrap party.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck?
So what's so weird about that too is that in that where they're having that conversation about like who's gonna take over, they're like, well, he left his notes on his phone, blah blah blah, and we have one more scene to shoot, and then they're like, what about this other one? Like, can we just like mash it together or something like before the phone rings, because the phone rings and is like whatever. They're like, the actors react to the phone ringing, we can't use it, so it's like they have to reshoot that scene. But I also thought they were talking about another scene like at the end. But we don't ever see that. We only see them reshoot the old scene, and then, like, the movie's done, and they're at the wrap party / like, horror convention for Mutilator fans.
I don't understand. Like, why was there even a fight over who's going to finish the movie when it's a scene that's already been blocked? It's already
all
been...
of it's done.
Like, everything is... All they have to do is just go, call action.
Yeah.
The actors already know their marks. They've already gotten the director's notes.
Yeah.
They've already filmed that scene. So, like, why there's a fight over who's going to complete the movie when it's one extra scene and we don't even... There's no focus on it at all, and we don't even see one of those characters again.
I know.
So this is what I was getting at earlier. I honestly believe that they filmed a movie and only had about 45 minutes, 50 minutes that they could really string together that made a cohesive, like, narrative.
Yeah.
And then they started taking notes from other people. Like, hey, like, they were sending it around, shopping it around to other people. They sent it to the Soska sisters. They sent it to whoever. And they were like, oh, here, you should add a scene of this. And they took notes from every single one of them and shot random scenes to insert into the film.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have, like, the for lack of a better term, you have the fat couple that's sitting at the table, and they're just randomly talking about food, and we cut to them, like, four different times throughout the film, and it's like, this adds literally nothing to the movie. There's no purpose for this to be here.
There are so many moments in the film where these really random, humor inserts happen.
Yeah.
There's this stoner guy that's walking around, like, offering everybody a joint and stuff, and then there is that couple where it's like they're in zombie makeup and they're talking about food and, like, just saying, I don't know, weird stuff about food and things because they're zombies, so I think they're supposed to be like, they're just hungry, but behind them you have like Ghostface shows up, a really awful, like, Spirit Halloween Art the Clown shows up.
So bad. Michael Myers with, like, an afro.
Michael Myers, there's a couple Michael Myers, actually. There's one that just, like, his body type, I mean, it's fine. I don't want to, like, harp on anything like that, because anybody can cosplay whatever. But he just doesn't, he looks more like Rob Zombie's, I'll say he looks like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers than, like, John Carpenter's Michael Myers, which is fine. But the Michael Myers that got me is like a 5'5" person that, like, has really long hair on their mask, and, like, when they walk by, the hair, like, blows back, like, so long. And I was like, what? It was, like, really funny. There's a cool Roy, Jason.
Yeah, there is a good Roy.
That actually looks pretty good.
We get to see the OG house, which is cool. A couple of the OG actors, as I had said, that was cool to see. We get so to explain this movie to someone and tell them that the producer comes to the prop girl's, like, room.
Oh my god, this
and
scene
he's
is
like,
crazy.
He's trying to beat around the bush.
It's so weird.
In
he's
a
like,
really
I don't know
weird
how to
way.
Ask you this. I have to ask
and then he's
you
like,
something.
Then all of a sudden he's just like, I heard you suck a mean cock. And I'm like,
I heard you suck a mean dick.
Is it?
Which
yeah.
is
and I was
insane.
like, okay. And then she's like, oh yeah, okay.
He asked for head.
Yeah. And then she's like, okay, hide behind this curtain and push it through. And then she takes the head she's working on, like a dummy head, and
for,
she
like,
starts and she, like, puts this like liquid in it. And she starts blowing him with it, and he's like, oh, God, yeah, he's, like, all into it. And then the guy comes in, like, the guy she's actually into. She's like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm just giving, what's his name?
Giving him
Henry. She's like, I'm just giving Henry head. And he's like, huh? And then he's behind there, and he's like, what the fuck? And then he realizes that it's the head, and so he comes out, and it's glue she put in there as lubricant, which I actually thought was really funny. And then for the rest of the film, this guy walks around with that head on his dick.
On his dick,
and it's just that is genuinely funny to me.
But what's gross about it, though, is they make a good point, because, like, they're talking and they're like, how is he gonna pee? And it's been days.
Okay.
And she's like, he just needs to take a warm bath with, like soap and hot water, and, like, it'll come off.
He clearly does not.
But he doesn't do that.
I thought at some point the Mutilator was going to cut his dick free.
He doesn't even get killed.
No, he doesn't.
Which is crazy.
So, here's a little fun fact for anyone who doesn't have a dick. But I think you know where I'm going with this. So, when you get an erection, your dick elongates.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. But yeah.
And then she stuck that on there, and the dick is stuck in a hard position. As it starts to shrivel, as it's not hard anymore, it's going to start to tear away at the glue.
Explicit here, but what I was thinking was like, if you're getting a blowjob from somebody, like mouths, like lips and tongue,
yeah, they feel
like you know specific. That there's something like sucking on you or whatever. This doesn't
matter. This is a
this
is a silly
like this
scene.
is a dummy. Like okay, yeah, but it's just like I guess he's just like so horny and ridiculous that like he like does not care what he puts his dick into, pretty much. Like he doesn't can't tell the difference maybe because he never gets blowjobs. Maybe we go with that.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, yes, I think it would be very obvious to tell the difference. One would think.
It's on his crotch like the
whole rest of the film. He's running around. He's at the fucking rap party. He's at the funeral. He's at a rap party. The funeral? That's funny.
Is so funny too because like the brother is like he was such a kind soul and so wonderful and blah blah blah, like saying all this like bullshit stuff. Asshole. Yeah, and then they're just like he was a fucking asshole, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And there's also one of the things, there's a restaurant that they go to. Yep. It's like a breakfast joint.
This is the next thing I was gonna bring up.
And like so all the old cast members are there, and this new girl comes in, and anyway she's like a 20-year-old, like she's supposed to be a PA that's working on the remake, and she's infatuated with all of them, and she passes out cards with her phone number on it, which I thought was kind of funny and like not something people do, but maybe they do. She literally sits down and kind of immediately is like, hey, like here's my number, like text me right now, and I'm just like, what? But the thing that's crazy, and this isn't even the first time it happens, but like the waiter comes over and they talk, and he's like, oh, you guys are those actors from that movie, like recognizes them instantly.
Yeah.
And then there's also a hotel, like when they're checking in at the hotel, the lady that's checking them is like, you're the actors from here. Like, I remember you. I know you. Like, they just like are getting recognized. Like, they're these celebrities. Yeah.
In this world, the Mutilator is like fucking Avatar.
But it's also not, because like I think part of the humor of the rap party / horror convention thing is that there's so little people there.
That is, but I
mean,
that's,
could just be
that's
a
more of a budget thing.
But it's like,
in this world that they set up, the Mutilator is like everyone, a super popular. This is like Halloween in this world.
We talked about this.
Hilarious.
Yes. We talked about this. So we've gone to you can go visit the Michael Myers' house in Pasadena, California. Yeah. And it's a really cool place to go if you've never been. If you're ever in Pasadena,
it's a good place to propose to your wife.
Yeah, go propose to somebody there. But it's obviously like a horror like pilgrimage that people make, right? Like they go there, they dress up like Michael Myers, they wear all their Halloween stuff, everyone's taking pictures, like it's really fun. And I'm sure during October and like the spooky season, it's probably like popping most of the time.
Yeah.
Right across from it is a coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's a really cool little like coffee shop, and we've been there a few times. And you actually are the one that had this interaction, not me. But the people that worked there had no fucking idea that was the house from Halloween, which is, as you said,
they're like,
arguably the biggest slasher.
Are you guys out of town? Like, yeah, we're here to see the Michael Myers house from Halloween. And they're like, oh, which one? And I'm like, the Michael Myers house from Halloween. And they're like, oh, that horror movie? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, well, where's that? And I'm like, it's right there.
It's literally okay, you can see it out the window.
Door. Like, and I was like, it's that house right there. And they're like, that's the house from Halloween? So the fact that these people in this town don't know Halloween, but the movie people in this town know the Mutilator. They know the
actors. Like, yes,
they know them by sight.
They know them by, like, they know who they played. They're like, I remember you exactly.
Fucking
And they're older. And they don't,
they don't look anything like
they different when they get older.
Mutilator.
Would you say, though, I guess, as like a side note, would you say that the more popular, like, known slasher is Halloween or Scream at this point? Because I almost feel like with the younger generation, that Scream is a little bit more of a, like, recognizable slasher franchise.
Well,
and maybe even, I don't know if I would say it's more popular, but, like,
you have to say that, like, that has Drew Barrymore, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. These are all people that, like, people know, right? Jamie Lee Curtis kinda is still relevant enough-ish, but no one else in the movie.
I mean, yeah,
so
like if they just saw,
if
like...
if they come into anywhere,
yeah,
like Nev Campbell or Matthew Lillard or...
Oh, for sure.
You know, Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would recognize tons of people from Scream.
Yeah.
And be like, you're from Scream. So, yeah, Scream's more popular.
Yeah.
Like, more recognizable.
So I would say they act like the Mutilator is Scream.
I mean, I'm just saying, they act like the Mutilator is fucking super popular. And it's just not.
It's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny, though.
That's funny.
It is funny.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But they should have made more fun of that in the movie. They just didn't know how to be self-aware. That's the problem with this movie.
The meta-ness is, like, not... It's not fully there. It's not fully developed. And it is kind of, you know, it's like you watch...
They should have consulted me.
New Nightmare.
For the writing.
Right. This is like if New Nightmare was the Mutilator instead.
I mean, we have ridiculous scenes in this movie, for sure. You have this guy who's trying to get into the party. He doesn't have a pass.
My God.
And the producer with the fucking doll on his dick walks by, drops his name tag, and then the guy who the security guard has already pushed away.
He's already seen and
this
said...
guy is sat outside in front the entire time in front of the security guard who already was like, you don't have a pass, and he's sitting there recording.
He's like a YouTuber.
5 feet from the guy.
Yeah.
And then he sees the fucking pass that the guy dropped. He picks it up directly in the view of the security guard, and then he picks it up, and he does it like he's doing it slyly.
This scene was so crazy because, like, the framing of it. So there's a pillar that the YouTuber is, like, kind of leaning against and, like, doing his, like, little spiel, and then the security guard's, like, on the other side, but it's like they can see each other. And, like, literally it's like 2 feet. Like the pass is like the sticker thing is 2 feet there.
Security guard is literally like
he makes eye contact. Like, he looks at it. He looks at him sit, like, reach down and grab it.
Yeah.
Like, he watches him do it.
Yeah.
Like, you see the actor, like, look.
I think the security guard is just kind of like, well, you got to pass. What do I give a shit? No. You know what I mean?
No, because then he, like, walks up and shows him, and he's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's like a new guy.
He's like, he's got a pass.
So crazy.
Like, good for him.
Crazy.
He's just got.
And then
he got lucky.
That same actor.
That's how I'd be.
Dude.
If I was a security guard, I'd be like, well, you found the pass. Fuck it.
So crazy.
Go ahead.
And then that same character, the YouTuber that's like, he has, like, this one scene later where he's, like, talking. Oh, we do see the assistant director, because she's talking to this guy. Remember in this scene where they're, like, kind of just, like, sitting there drinking, and he's like, you know those tests that you take in high school that, like, tell you what you're supposed to be, like, as a career when you grow up? Like, all mine said that I was supposed to be a forest ranger. Like, what's so good about being a forest ranger? And she kind of just is like, and, like, pretends like she sees somebody and, like, walks away, and he's like, there's nobody there. Like, there's no one there. Such a funny, like, weird scene.
Yeah. You've got that younger chick who passes out her phone number earlier. She's hitting on the, like, seemingly 80-year-old dude and wants to fuck him. Okay, she's got a grandpa fetish. More power to her. We have Bill, who tries to, like, okay, so this is a weird thing. I actually don't even have much time. I have 2 minutes now. I don't know how the hell we ran out of time. But Bill is a character that is like the goofball from the original film, but then Ruth is like the good girl.
Yeah.
But then they kind of are trying to flip her, because in the movie they're playing themselves, like the actors, like Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
And they kind of like make her this party girl who's like slept around, I think is what they're implying, but she's also there with her husband.
Okay.
And, like, Bill tries to kiss her, and then her husband walks in on him and, like, immediately goes over and grabs a gun.
That was so funny and so funny. Crazy.
See, the movie's entertaining.
So, like, it's entertaining, but it's bad. But, yeah, like, when he, like, walks in and he's, like, trying to kiss on her, and she's like, no, like, wait. And then her husband comes in and just, like, immediately grabs, like, that is such an insane reaction.
Yeah.
And then that same actor Bill, is that character? Yeah. He, like, later on is talking to some dude and is like, play my scene. I want to see my death scene. Like, I want to see how it's really
weird.
And the guy's like, why don't you just go, like, get your movie? Like, buy the movie. And he's like, money? Like, I don't have money.
I don't
and
have money.
Like,
I
go
can't
ask
buy
the director.
The Mutilator.
Like, the director, like, he'll give you, like, a copy and you can watch it forever. And he's like, no, please, like, just do it this one time and I'll never ask you again. And then he, like, goes and sets up, like, where they watch their dailies, like, this room. And he, like, sets it up for him, and he's, like, sitting there, like, watching his death and, like, saying his lines and, like, getting, like, super into it. Such a fucking
Instead
weird
of just,
scene.
like, having the Mutilator playing in a room for anyone to go in and watch if they want.
Yeah.
And then he just walks in for his scene, because he walks by and he's like, oh, this is my scene, and he comes and he sits down.
Yeah, for him to be, like
for him
I
to
don't
go
have
and
money
beg a guy to play the movie
it.
for him? Who writes this shit?
It's 11 people. This is why it's like too many
crazy.
cooks.
That's
like they were just like
crazy
passing around the script and like making like changes to words.
If
like
you were to come
every
to
other
me,
word they would change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a Mad Libs.
Yes, 11 people Mad Libbed this script.
Yeah, if they came to me and were like, "Oh, this is what we're doing," I'd be like, "Okay, cut this. Don't do that. God. Do this." Like, I know I always try to act like I'm like the Mr. Know-It-All. I always have the answer, but with movies like this, I really do. Maybe not better movies. I don't have the answers a lot of the times for certain things, but this shit, it's like, come on, dude. Anybody could do better than this.
Yeah.
But, okay, so like good things about the movie. I actually think it's got some pretty good kills, and it's got 3 whole sets of tits.
It does.
All good stuff. Very, very attractive ladies getting naked. Always a plus. And the kills are good. I mean, we got a lot of them.
There's one kill that I thought was the best one. This girl gets like tied to the base
barnacles?
of a pier.
Oh, you like the barnacle one the most?
And she like is like down there and like, you know, she's like wearing like a bathing suit and these people come and they're like, she's like, help, and they like go to pull her up and she's like, don't pull me up, but they keep pulling her up and she's just getting scraped by the barnacles.
That's cool.
And when she gets up there, her face is like gnarly, like ripped off, and that would be a horrible way to fucking die. I don't know how it kills her so fast. I guess just blood loss and shock, I suppose.
Sure.
But it looks great.
Her whole fucking skull is exposed on one side. It looked like something. It looked like something out of Terrifier.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I liked the girl who got thrown and her neck snapped and then the skin elongated.
That was
ripped
crazy.
Off.
That was like, we were both like, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works, but it looked fucking fun as hell.
It looked crazy, yeah.
That was a wild kill.
That was good. There's also a guy that gets like fishing hooks like in like his lips and his like eyelids and stuff. Yeah, and we were like, dang, the Cenobites showed up here too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some pretty good kills. I'm glad that they went all out with that.
You got the two people who get like stuck in the stomach from like traps or whatever that were laid, and then he comes and like carves a bee in the guy's back for some reason. I don't
know what he's carving into their back. That was a really weird thing. And like the girl,
I thought he was gonna write bye.
Sure, right? I don't know what he writes.
Because the famous line is by sword, by pick, by axe, bye. And when he went to go put the B on one, I was like, oh, he's going to write bye and then bye, because there's 2 of them.
Right, but
no, just a B, and then he does something over here, but we don't even know what he does on the girl.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell what it was, but he was like carving him up. And there's some good skin and like in gore there. Like this guy has a weird random dream sequence of being filleted.
So bizarre.
By some
there's like a sign.
Evil cook.
Yeah, there's a sign on this pier where these like a bunch of these
trespassers will be filleted or something.
Yeah, it was like trespassers will be sliced and filleted or something, chopped up and filleted. And then he like looks at it and is like scared, and like we see what he's like thinking of.
Yeah.
Super random and like does not fit, but like at least there's some good gore in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the gore is good there.
Yeah, so good gore, and then there's nudity in this for sure.
Yeah, good nudity.
Yeah.
Good looking ladies, good boobies, the whole work. So A+ on that.
No penises.
No penises, but some good gore, some good tits, and some really funny bullshit.
A lot of funny bullshit.
You get a spear gun up the ass, but it's like CGI. So that was kind of lame, but then the rest of it is all practical, so that was good.
I just gotta say really quick without getting on a tangent, but kazoos are like the least sexy thing ever. So
she was kind of doing it for me though in that scene. Sorry, I know you weren't turned on by it, but
no. If you watch the movie, There's a kazoo scene that I was
deep throating the kazoo and shit.
Bro,
I mean,
no, I don't know. I get it.
I'm a simpleton.
Whatever phallic stuff, I understand, but for some reason that was just like gross to me. I didn't like it.
I was fine with it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, you have a super abrupt ending. That's all I can say. Where the ending is the cop
so
sees the camera that Bill gets killed in front of, and then he checks the footage. We don't even see this happen. It's like done off the camera, and then they come and arrest Terry at the end, Big Ed, and he's like, "I didn't do it.
Big Ed did it.
Big Ed did it."
All
then
I think
it's
of
like the end
with Big Ed.
What the fuck?
Is Twin Peaks. Like,
yeah.
There's only one Big Ed, and he's in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
So.
It's such a weird ending. It's just like, we never see him kill anybody.
No.
We never know what happens. So technically, but we do hear his voice, so we know it's him.
They have a different actor that's playing like the killer, with his face like hidden behind other people or whatever.
But there's such an easy way. All you have to do is just show him talking, and then you show the killer from behind, and they didn't even bother with it. Because it's like they were afraid that the actor was too old to do the scenes, but it's like, just how many movies have you seen where they have a old man where they film?
As well. Maybe they only had him for like a certain amount of time, and they're like, okay, well, like we gotta use you like voice then. It's a really abrupt ending. It's really crazy. We were both just like, what? That's it?
Speaking of abrupt endings,
we have to abruptly end
I'm
this.
6 minutes late,
so
I gotta go.
But if you watched it...
But I have nothing more to say.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, you're welcome.
It's bad. And it didn't even have a catchy freaking song.
Going on. There were some shirts in this that said Fall Break that I would wear.
Yeah.
I liked those.
And the producer was covering his dick with a Fall Break poster.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was. Yeah. There's also a cameo from the actual director in this. Yeah. Not even a cameo, but like, I guess it's a cameo. Yeah. And he's like, I like that in the original, the director didn't die.
This is such a missed opportunity.
And you're like, what?
So.
Okay, anyway, that's
that, guys. So, hopefully we'll see you next Saturday. Or Sunday.
Yep. It's not even, it's Friday actually right now.
True. All right, guys. Adios.
Bye.